Hola familia estelar. If this message has found you within the coordinate of space and time that you are in now, okay, in the present, things are about to speed up. I'm hearing exponentially for you, okay? A process is about to be expedited. You're about to rapidly accelerate along your path at a rate that's been unheard of up until now. And the beautiful thing is you're not just going to be moving forward, you're going to be moving forward with a sense of intention that's going to be guiding you, purpose that's also going to be guiding you, and it's going to allow not just for progress in the physical, but also progress spiritually as well. So today, Saturn stations direct. You're going to feel Saturn's presence immediately because, it's coming out of, I'm hearing a retrograde, but the word abruptly is coming through. I'm going to go ahead and share with you the messages that we have when it comes to the oracle messages. But right now, if you guys are wondering, we're actually at Templo de la Luna. I've probably been here maybe like 7 or 8 times within the last, I think, 2 weeks. You can actually see it in the background there. Let me go ahead and show you so you can see a view. And right now we're actually by a very, very sacred wall. There's actually a ceremony that took place not that long ago behind me, if you want to see. So Templo de la Luna is like down there. Yeah, so a highly active point. I was guided to come to this wall. I haven't been on this side of, the valley area yet, so I really was called and summoned, to do a reading here today. So Saturn is stationing direct and your life is snapping back into alignment. This is where the delays or the stagnation or where you have felt stuck in your life, it wasn't a punishment. You're about to realize that it was almost like this cosmic scaffolding, because Saturn is very much the things that you build, the things that we build, and the things that we build that are of lasting value. So this is reshaping your foundation so that you can actually handle the things that are coming in, right? The things that you've asked for. That was almost like it was prep work. It's almost like when you have an allotment or a garden, you really have to make sure that the soil is fertile before you, put the seeds in. And I'm pretty sure that's like the energy that's being activated. So yeah, you're definitely going to feel this immediately. You can think about Saturn stationing direct as the universe taking off the training wheels of the bike that you've been riding. It's like that. It very much is a parental role. I don't know if you guys remember learning how to ride a bike and maybe you had someone hold the seat and the handlebars to help you gain your balance. I'm seeing that as a soul having a human experience, and the bike is the vehicle. It's like this vessel, this carbon-based life form that your soul is seated in order to be able to experience life on Earth, and the soul is experiencing growth through the vessel and allowing you to come into that deeper sense of being able to balance I'm seeing like new opportunities come your way, the things that you're building, okay? So Saturn retrograde has revealed those cracks, right? It maybe revealed where the bike needed some tweaks. Maybe it wasn't even the bike, maybe it was your approach and how you were doing something. But what once felt heavy is now going to feel structured, right? It feels as if this is going to be something that does come naturally to you at this stage. And what once felt restrictive is going to be clarifying, right? Maybe where you didn't even know how to pedal, it's like you've learned these new techniques that you're going to be able to apply moving forth, and what once felt like it wasn't working becomes this is why, right? This is like the trick that I need to apply, this is the technique that I need to apply. So that discipline that you've gone through with Saturn's retrograde is actually a portal for you, and your consistency becomes a form of magic because it allows you to experience a different kind of way of navigating these projects, tasks, forward momentum, and your boundaries also become that energetic armor, if you will. So the first message you have is action, and action also came through with Archangel Michael, which rules the root chakra. So this is helping you sever any fears that you've had in regards to being able to navigate these next steps forward. And there's almost like a shift of responsibility as well when Saturn stations direct, because you're no longer saying, why is this happening to me? Why am I falling off? Why do I need these training wheels? And you're starting to say, like, what should I build with this? What should I build with the things that I've learned? And that sense of authority returns to you because it's not like you need help or assistance or outside, almost recognition, confirmation, to witness you ride this bike now. It's almost like you're witnessing how far it is that you've come. And now it feels like the world is your oyster. It's like a whole new realm of possibilities is opening up to you. You can go faster with the bike. I don't know why the bike reference keeps coming up, but Archangel Michael is on page 111, which is destiny. And then we also had the destiny card come out. And this says, follow what you feel, listen as your intuition helps to guide you towards what you're manifesting. The inner whispers are helping you to create, and that all it is that you desire, listen to all it is. Listen and lean in and follow your soul. So it's almost like your soul is leading you, your soul is guiding you in a very specific direction. I'm going to go ahead and read also the Archangel Michael and the action card, because this is basically where you get the green light, and this is pretty much the action as a whole. It is like a karmic green light. You're going to receive a cosmic signal to go suddenly, right, with that project that you had in mind. It even could be, people beginning to act differently. This is a time where decisions are going to be something that is finalized. This is where paths begin to open that, prior seemed like they were closed, and the momentum in your life also begins to return. And the fog lifts. So things that once felt restricted are suddenly going to feel like, oh, this is actually cooperating with me, right? So let me go ahead and read the action card. Let me see if I can find it real quick, guys. Okay, so action talks about energizing effort and the willingness to work. This card tells you that now's the time for more aggressive forward movement. The galloping horses represent the intentional and concerted action directed towards your goals. This card upright indicates that you are on the right track, but your determined efforts must increase. You know what it reminds me of? When you're first taking off on a bike and you're beginning to pedal and you don't do it fast enough because you don't trust yourself, and then you fall, it's almost like you have to jump in with both feet, right, to be able to create that momentum in some area of your life. So the white horse is the inner action of the spirit and thought. It's like what you need to do. You need to pedal, but your actions need to physically align to support. Like, oh, this is working easier in my mind than it is in reality. It's almost like, no, that's where that vision becomes a reality, because what you're envisioning yourself doing are actually the things that you're doing in the physical, right? So you're moving congruently, and that's what gets the motion going in the third dimensional experience. So continue taking action and trust your intuition. In time, you'll break through and see the results that you've been working so hard to create. So I feel like your intuition is going to be guiding you somewhere for sure, especially because, Saturn is in Pisces right now. It had retrograde back into Pisces. So this is about actually having an abstract concept become a part of your tangible experience. And what's funny is the reason I said that is because the last time I was running like from Pukapucara, and then I ran through 𝓚𝓪𝓷𝓬𝓮 here. There's like a horse trail going through, and as I ran, I ended up back at this like same spot that I had recorded some messages a few videos ago. And actually there was that whole area, I'll probably insert the frame here, that whole area was just full of horses. There were so many horses, and it felt like I was in a utopia. It was so beautiful, but they were all surrounded throughout 𝓚𝓪𝓷𝓬𝓮, right? So it's almost like, again, your intuition is literally going to be guiding you somewhere, and you need to honor that action in the physical. And then you have 35, which is Archangel Michael, which is, again, is the root chakra. It's your it's your largest center of primordial life force, right? So that's about how you ground the non-physical, an idea, create a spark into the physical realm. Your intention is kinetic energy, one supported with action. Again, it creates this velocity. That velocity is a velocity generator, especially because you have wormhole, which is about shortcut of events. And that begins to create this momentum, right? It begins to create this forward movement. You actually begin to see those results in the physical realm. So with Archangel Michael, you have stability and security. So again, it's how you're grounding this through action. And it says your stability and security are stored. When this card is upright, it reveals that your energy is flowing freely regarding these issues. Even if you've had problems with feeling secure in the past, these challenges are beginning to be resolved during this time. Archangel Michael is with you, bringing you strength, personal stability. You're capable of taking action, moving forward on your path. So allow yourself to feel increasing faith in your own power, security now and always. So honestly, this feels like a very auspicious energy, mainly because you're stepping into a deep alignment within yourself, and that's allowing you to experience, alignment actually happening externally, because it's being projected from your internal state of being. So you have wormhole and also constellation, which is literally about how the dots are going to be connecting in some aspect of your life, right? And with wormhole, it literally is this portal of discovery, right? So during retrograde, I feel like you guys have discovered a lot about yourself, the things that feel aligned with you, what it is that you want, moving forward. And it is a kinetic velocity generator that's being opened up for you, right? It's actually, in some ways, let me try and balance you on my bag. That was an interesting sound. I think that's from some kind of bird. It sounds like a frog. Maybe, I don't know if there's a not close here. Anyway, so yeah, this is where, there's a portal of discovery that's opening up for you, where your galactic brothers and sisters are opening up this safe passage for you to come and learn more, right? Beckoning for you to come and learn more about what your life on Earth could be, and the reality that you're going to collapse around you by anchoring some type of future vision into the present action that you're taking, no matter how small it may seem. So I kind of saw this as, especially here, we also have I am presence, and then you have inner earth, base chakra. So this is 2 root chakra energies. I feel like this is, again, about coming, over any fears. And the root chakra in its highest octave is really your higher self being anchored throughout your entire organism. And its highest octave, the reptilian brain, serves for us to feel safe, secure, and stable in this realm. It's where we begin to have mastery in being able to ground something into a physical experience. And we feel grounded through every action that we take. So there's something about high intention that's going to be grounding you as you move forward. So I was seeing almost like a lighthouse analogy that's rising from the ocean. And once Saturn stations direct in Pisces, it's like this massive lighthouse that's rising up out of the water after months of being beneath the waves. And during the retrograde, this lighthouse was pretty much submerged in the water, within like the Piscean depths, the fog, the dreams, the subconscious, the currents, the emotional tides. So you could have felt during Saturn's retrograde, you were pretty much drifting. You could have also felt uncertain. Maybe there were certain spiritual lessons that were disguised as confusion. And I feel like you're going through some type of stark contrast where you felt confusion so that you could feel clarity. It's that type of energy. So karmic memories and old wounds that are also surfacing from that depth. And the moment that Saturn is stationing direct today, the lighthouse begins to stand. And this is about the divine lighthouse full of timeless wisdom, right? It's that eternal light within you that's forever being guiding your path, but you're finally being able to understand the things that you're being guided towards and the things that you're guiding yourself towards, right? It's the moment where the ocean begins to calm, and suddenly those swirling waters that you were now lost in begin to illuminate a clear direction. It kind of reminds you of, the sea kind of parting for you. So you go from, I'm floating and I don't know what's real, and there's almost like a spiritual bypassing because you don't know what action to take, and you move towards, this is what's true, this is where I go next. And there is that sense of clarity that's beginning to actually ground you as you move forward. So it's like you're discovering something, within those deep emotional depths. You're discovering clarity, maybe where boundaries need to be asserted in your life, even if that's no longer negotiating with that fearful octave of yourself, right? And playing it small. Even if those boundaries are, really being able to no longer choose to entertain certain timelines or maybe certain forms of procrastination. It's almost like you're drawing the line in the sand and you're discovering your purpose. You're becoming more disciplined. There is this spiritual maturity and inner authority that's beginning to guide you. So it's beautiful. Saturn isn't cold, it can be seen as that. Saturn can be seen as cold, but it is the taskmaster. Saturn will always reward you with what it is that you want when you dedicate yourself throughout time, right? That's what Saturn rules. And this is Saturn crowned with water. It's teaching you how to build structure out of the invisible. It's teaching you literally how to ground some type of thing that starts in your mind and you being able to actually hold it in your hand in a tangible form, right? Because it's physical things. So this is something that you couldn't see before that you're beginning to see. It definitely reminds me of kind of the world card too, if you think about it. So I'll probably read that depiction afterwards, but that's like a completion point. That's what Saturn is. You know, it's like you're about to step through a new chapter in your life, a new cycle, being able to apply everything that you've learned through Saturn's retrograde, right? Through that reevaluation, reviewing, revising type of energy that you've moved through. So yeah, let me go ahead and read to you Inner Earth real quick, and I am present. It's almost like, again, you are present, you're tuning in and tapping into the infinite potential that exists within you as you navigate this experience on Earth. And Inner Earth is almost bringing those, you know, strengths from all those who have come before you, you know, and all versions of yourself that you've existed through before. So base chakra, also known as the root chakra, is found at the base of the spine and is the energy center that governs our connection to the physical world and all of its lessons. This card transports us to the energetic gateway that connects us to the planet and everything that we have learned during our many lifetimes here. We are being given a powerful opportunity to root down and claim our right to be on the planet, to claim the truth that ultimately we are safe. In the image, there is a gateway below a giant tree, and this realm is visited by shamans journeying to collect energies, meeting guardian beings, and reclaiming parts of their power, or the power of others that has been left behind. So this is where you're showing up for yourself in ways that you weren't previously able to do so. And know that you are searching for parts of yourself and the opportunity to find them and build stable foundations. Again, we're talking about the thing that grounds you. So you have the right to feel grounded, safe, and secure. You are becoming fully aware of what you need in order to feel safe and fulfilled on planet Earth. Know that it is part of a divine plan for you to be incarnated upon this planet now, and although at times you may have felt unstable or that you've lost your way, you've been building up momentum to where you are today. You are in a space where you can build powerful foundations, a space where you can lay out exactly what you need, who you need to be, and what you need to do in order to flourish and grow. You have the opportunity to reclaim parts of yourself that you've buried within and reclaim gifts that you've also abandoned. If you are starting any project or thinking about taking up something that you've had on hold, now is the perfect time. This is the perfect card. The seeds that you're planting are sending roots up into Mother Earth. You are held and you are supported. So again, you're feeling grounded as you move towards something, because progress, movement without purpose is not really forward progress in many ways. And you're telling yourself a new story because you have Truth Be Told card, first of all, which is about, you've had to be really vulnerable with yourself in regards to really what is and what isn't working. And that vulnerability is a strength, not a weakness, because vulnerability is the only bridge that connects you to what it is that you want, right? Maybe that's putting yourself out there or putting something that you're creating out there, right? And really taking, a leap of faith into the unknown. And then you have Treasure Island. So this is the thing that awaits you on the other side of the bridge. Treasure Island talks about, well, let me go ahead and read it. It's actually a really auspicious card. It's definitely one of my favorite in the deck. The law of attraction, bringing dreams into fruition. This is so Saturn in Pisces. And the result of positive thinking made manifest abundance appearing as if from nowhere, financial gains and sharing of good fortune. This is where you basically end up hitting the X marks the spot in your life, and you're tuning into golden opportunities. Some are obvious and some may not be so readily apparent. So the ways in which abundance may collapse into your life, right? Collapsing into all forms. Whether that's through opportunities, whether that's through networks, whether that's through material possessions, right? It's opportunities. Abundance shows up in many forms. And it also talks about, again, your hard work is going to be paying off. You're going to be able to share this magic. At this time, be so confident that success is yours. Your ideas are all hitting the mark, and you're in a true manifestation period when you will see evidence of the seeds of prosperity planted in the past. The appearance of this card in a reading indicates that your dreams and aspirations align with concrete signs of prosperity in the world of form. This is a very auspicious and fortunate time for business. Creative projects will flourish as inspiration strikes. Share your wealth with others too. Generosity and gratitude should lead you now. So that's a huge energy. Now, you have a few more Shaman's Dream Oracle messages. The first one is Woodwife's Adaptability. So this talks about knowing what boundaries you need to set today. so that you can feel good about yourself, knowing the things that you will and will not tolerate. And I feel like this is octaves within you, first and foremost. And then it talks about having to be adaptable and flexible to these changes that you're being guided through. And then you have which is transpersonal, which is about almost taking a step back from the linear process of something and watching the human comedy unfold on the ground, especially when it comes to maybe you're not knowing the how or the when something's going to be happening, but you're really clear on the why you want something and the where you want to go. And this is about literally rising above your circumstances, rising above what it is that you may feel like you're currently experiencing, and know that that's designed to be temporal. It's designed to be, I'm seeing like a passing point in some ways. And then you have vanishing mirror, ego sublimation. So this is literally it's an ego death, this card. It is almost like forget everything that you thought that you knew, because we're about to show you so much more. And then also with ego sublimation, it's about it's a humbling card, because the human plans and the universe laughs, because sometimes we attach to an idea of it has to unfold this very specific way, but there's so many other ways that something could unfold that is in alignment with something even better than you had imagined, right? And that's why surrender is really, really important. So ego sublimation, letting go of self-centeredness and just becoming a vessel of possibility. It's like universe, this or something better. So do you ever wonder what if your self-definition has become too rigid, too fixed around what you've come to learn, so much that you contract your life in zones versus safe versus unsafe? This is where you're going to have that honest conversation with yourself and be runnable and see where it is that you could have been blocking yourself, because I feel like that's also a huge theme of Saturn and Pisces. It very much is, where have you been expecting this reality to collapse around you, yet you've been taking absolutely no physical action towards this thing? It's where there's not this spiritual bypassing around, oh, the universe is going to do this thing for me, yet on a day-to-day basis you're doing absolutely nothing to ground that future vision into reality. That's just being delusional. There's a difference between being delulu. There's a difference between, knowing that you're taking action towards something and you're literally in alignment with that timeline, that continuum, because there's a complete congruency between your head and your heart. They're moving in the same direction. The physical and non-physical dream that you have are something that is coalescing, So yeah, this talks about making sure that, you're taking responsibility and also letting go of who you think you are and allowing a new you to emerge. You will recognize yourself as, something different. This is about a co-creation partner. Again, you're co-creating with the universe. You're co-creating with this dream. So that is pretty much Saturn in Pisces stationing direct. Now, you do have one tarot card message, and this is the Knight of Swords. I'll go ahead and read this image. The Knight of Swords in this deck is, just in general, he has had this creature spark, right? He's gone through that Page of Swords moment. The Page of Swords likes to observe. He's very observational because he's watching for signs and synchronicities that the universe is sending him through, everything around him. It's an air element. So it's things that you can begin to kind of intellectually process. And he's developing his techniques, his skills, his abilities, so that even his, communication techniques as well. And that's allowing him to, when he grows into a knight, to actually take forward action towards some type of concept, some type of idea that he's had. And I feel like you've gone through that wandering process, because the Page of Swords in this deck is someone who is a wanderer. He's not lost yet. He's being shown an opportunity to find a new way of navigating his life, or a new way when it comes to approaching some type of desire that he's had. And when he grows into a knight, he takes forward movement towards this dream, and he has very rapid forward momentum and progress in his career and also other life goals that he's set for himself, because he understands the things that he must align himself with. So let's go and take a look at the Knight of Swords for you. Let me find the swords. So the Knight of Swords. impulsive, vengeful, and quick to act. This talks about head in the clouds. The fighter is the impulsive and quick to act. They take no direction from others and live for one reason: to overcome adversity, which is super interesting. So even when you're facing what seems to be an adversity, you can move through it by seeing it as an opportunity. If you see the fighter in a reading, ask if every battle is worth the brawl, or if passivity can lend a more helpful hand. If others have found you to be impulsive in your actions, can easily be perceived as vengeful behavior. No one wants to be known as the one who constantly picks fights for the sake of taking action. This is so funny, because this is literally about getting clear on what you're taking action towards. Again, it's what we said, where forward movement, right, without purpose is not really progress, especially when it comes to, again, the physical and non-physical aligning. This is where you're being guided to make sure, okay, when you're taking action towards something, can you be present while you do it? I feel like that's the biggest thing. Can you draw in your eternal essence into what it is that you're doing? You know, it's like the soul. Can you look at it through the lens of the soul, you know, is what I'd say. Can you begin to play and create more in this experience? Not just because you're rushing towards a destination, but because you're genuinely enjoying the journey and every step there. And I feel like that's what you're being invited to do in this next season. Oh my god, we have a caterpillar. So you guys could, again, it's almost like you're being summoned into this metamorphosis, you know. That's what it feels like. I'm trying to pick it up with a stick to show you guys. Hi, sir. Oh no, he's fell deeper into the grass. But yeah, there's a caterpillar. Let me show you. He's like right there. Can you see him? Right there. Hi, sir. So yeah, it's like you're about to flourish and grow and evolve in new and profound ways. That's what it feels like. You know what it is? I feel like the Saturn retrograde was, you already have these wings. You have actually evolved into a butterfly, yet you're still in the chrysalis, and now is your time to really begin to break through. So yeah. With that being said, I'm gonna love and leave you guys right there. Whew, this was a mouthful today. Wow. Yeah, if you're not already subscribed to the channel, do consider subscribing. I'd love to have you around. Personal reading details are also down below. Also check out Water Spirit if you're looking for some high quality AAA grade jewelry. This is a small family owned business that handcraft these beautiful intention packs. They have so many collections out. They have a chakra collection if you want to work with any of your chakra vortices. They also have zodiac packs as well, intention packs that you can use, whether it's confidence, anti-anxiety, abundance, whatever this could be. There's literally a plethora of them. And then they also has a sphere collection now where you can pretty much get like this crystal ball that can be made from clear quartz, amethyst, lapis lazuli. There's literally so many options there as well. So definitely check that out if you're looking for some beautiful gemstones. And yeah, I'll speak to you guys very, very soon. If you've made it to this point, comment down below the Saturn emoji and something that you feel is significant of Saturn and Pisces, whether it be the fish, whether it be the ocean, whether it be something that you feel is symbolic of what it is that you're currently experiencing. And let me know in the comment section, what do you feel like you're gaining clarity about? What do you feel like these you know, the adversity or challenges that you're moving through, what wisdom you've been able to extract from it? That's what I would invite you to let me know down below. So yeah, I'll speak to you guys very, very soon. Oh my goodness, we have such a beautiful view here. I just can't get enough. And yeah, until next time, bye.
Clouds in the sky, don't care if I stay.